Hello, welcome to the Scarab channel. My name is Ramon. This is episode 3 in our Divine Masculine series. This week's focus is the broken sword, healing the wounded masculine within. We all carry stories of the failed father, the cruel god, the silent warrior, but this is not a week to fix them. This is a week to sit beside them, to witness the abandoned child, the shamed protector, the exhausted builder, to place your hands on the hilt of the blade once dropped in silence and feel that it still holds warmth. We heal not by erasing the wound, but by offering it in the one thing that it was denied: presence. Across spiritual tradition and myth, broken swords symbolize not defeat, but transformation. In Arthurian legend, the sword is returned to the Lady of the Lake, not in shame, but in reverence. In Norse myths, blades break and are reforged, passed to those ready to carry the next new kind of strength. In Japanese kintsugi, broken pottery is mended with gold, honoring its fracture as part of its history. The broken sword within us is not failure. It's a marker of where love, presence, or truth went missing. It is where we once fell. And it is also where we choose to rise differently. This week, we hold that brokenness, not as burden, but initiation. Not all wounds are our own. Many are echoes of the men who came before us. Fathers who never learned to express, grandfathers who returned from war but never truly came home, ancestral lines of suppressions, silence, and sacrifice. You did not create this, but you are here to interrupt it. Ask yourself, who in my lineage disappeared behind emotional walls? What did I need from the masculine that I never received? Naming the inherited wound is the first step to freeing yourself from it. Somewhere inside you is a younger self who never got to speak. Not because they had nothing to say, but because no one was listening. That child still exists, still hoping that you'll finally turn around and see them. They don't need you to be perfect. They don't need you to rescue them. They need you to sit beside them and say, "You didn't ruin anything. It wasn't your fault. You are enough even now." When you become the witness that younger self never had, healing begins in earnest. Practice. Record a voice memo speaking directly to your younger self. Say the words they needed to hear. Play it back when old shame rises. Let your voice become their sanctuary. Shame doesn't scream, it whispers. It says, "Don't need too much. Don't cry here. Don't be a burden." The wounded masculine often grows up inside the silence, taught to numb out, disconnect, or overperform in order to earn love. This inner cage can be hard to see, but you feel it when you go quiet instead of honest, when you hold back tears that want to fall, when you smile so no one knows you're crumbling. It's time to loosen those binds. Shame loses its grip the moment you name it and meet it with compassion. Healing is not a destination, it's a return to softness, to breath, to truth. This is not the season of becoming powerful, it is the season of becoming whole. Healing looks like setting the sword down long enough to rest, like allowing yourself to receive what you've always given to others. It looks like crying without apology, saying, "I don't know," without fear, asking for help and calling that sacred. So say to yourself, "I am allowed to heal at my own pace. I am not behind. I am coming home." You don't need to be impressive to be important. You don't need to fix anything to be worthy of love. The most healing thing you can offer to yourself or anyone else is presence, not distraction, not control, just presence. To say, I'm here, I'm not leaving. Even if I don't understand, I will stay. Masculine presence does not need to dominate, it simply needs to remain. There's a deep shadow in the wounded masculine that says, if I don't carry it, everything will fall apart. But that's not strength, that's fear in armor. You're allowed to set things down. You're allowed to say, this is not mine. You are allowed to stop being the hero. Healing asks, can you let others carry their own growth? Can you stop rescuing and start trusting? When you stop holding everything, you discover your true strength isn't an overextension, it's discernment. To heal is to stop abandoning yourself, and that begins with boundaries. And we've discussed this several times in this topic. And I reiterate that you meditate in this. I will not abandon myself to be loved. I will not carry what is not mine. I will not confuse silence with safety. Boundaries are the edges where you end and others begin. They protect not only your energy, but your wholeness. This week, ask, and you might want to journal on this. What do I need to say no in order to say yes to myself? I invite you to journal on this on the digital companion created by Rochelle from Amethyst Ascension. It's amazing, and there is a space for you to be able to write your thoughts on this topic. And this week's tarot spread, which I titled The Wound, the Voice, the Healing Path, we're going to let the cards speak to the broken sword within. And for this spread, I'm going to use the Doodle Tarot, an amazing deck with a childlike energy. Perfect for this reading. And for card number 1, we're going to ask, what inherited wound still echoes in me? Card number 2, what does my inner child need to say? Card number 3, what part of me has been shamed or silenced? And card number 4, what does healing look like for me now? And let's pull the cards. And the first card I got is the Six of Cups. And this is telling me that the wound is of emotional absence, that the lineage that forgot how to love out loud is present here, right? And it's a longing to return to innocence, but through truth, not through denial. And card number 2. What does my inner child need to say? And I got the Page of Cups. And it's saying that I still believe in magic. That child in me still believes in magic. And that it's a feeling that is safe. It feels protective, right? And that looking at the past, I did not need perfection. I only needed presence. And this is something that, through magic, through divination, I find protection. And it's a need that will always be with me. All right, let's pull card number 3. To answer the question, what part of me has been shamed or silenced? And I got the Eight of Swords. And it's saying that the self that feels, that doubts, that collapses is under pressure. It's always under pressure, right? That I have bound myself with old stories, and that the key to liberation and to freedom, it's in my own hands. So something really deep to meditate on. And let's pull card number 4. And this will answer the question of, what does healing look like for me now? And I got the Star. And the Star talks about softness, renewal, and grace. And it's remembering that I am loved, even now. Healing, it's not proving. Healing is receiving. And I get that through people around me, people who I love, who I feel their love in return, and through divine entities that are always there to protect me and to guide me. And on this last part, I want to talk about integration, about that sword that shines through the fracture. I want you to meditate on this. You are not broken. You are a blade reforged. Each crack holds a story. Each sorrow, once held with reverence, becomes a wellspring of wisdom. So this week, ask yourself, what wound is asking for my attention, not my judgment? Where have I mistaken silence for safety? Can I meet myself in the place I was once abandoned? And an affirmation to close. Remember this and repeat yourself this every day and as needed. I am not broken. I am sacred. I am the sword and the hand that holds it. I carry my healing with honor. Let this week be the beginning of your return, not to who you were, but to who you were always meant to become. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm looking forward to see you on the fourth part of the series, the fourth and last part, which will be a live panel to discuss the integration of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and as always, blessings to all.
If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment, and share it with someone who might benefit from it. And click the subscribe button for more future videos about tarot, divination, and other esoteric topics.